All right, hey folks, it is 3 o'clock on Monday, January 8th. This is our virtual orientation. You can come back and watch this anytime if you feel like you need a refresher for information on the course. I don't have anybody physically here yet, so if we do join, great. If not, that's fine too. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. I want to try to make this as just easy and painless as I possibly can, so that you guys can get on to the rest of your day. My name is Sarah Shuford, and I'll be your online instructor this semester. This will probably be the only time that we meet live, as this is an online course. We do not have any in-person part of the course. This is totally online material. Everything will be delivered to you through Blackboard or email or via video, Edpuzzle, that sort of thing, but we will not have any more in-person meetings other than this one. But I do like to take a moment to at the beginning of the semester just to sort of say hello in person and offer a time for you guys to ask questions live if you'd like to. So that's why I did this in a scheduled way. But this will be recorded, and you do not have to join this live if you are not here today, or if you're watching this at a different time than when it was scheduled. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen with you, and we'll get started. So hopefully you have already logged into the course on Blackboard. Our section is Art 111 D6C, and I'll come back to that information just here shortly. The section number is going to be important for our emailing, so I'll come back to that and we can talk more about why that is important. So when you first go to the page, you're going to see the announcements page here. We've just got one, or actually two things on here right now. The first thing being the welcome message. And this is just kind of delivering what you need to be doing for this week. We are not actually getting into any of the modules this week. We are just focusing on the starting information and just kind of getting familiar with the Blackboard course in general. But there won't be any intense work going on this week. You do have a couple little assignments to do, but pretty easy first week of class kind of deal for this week. So I've got that message here. If you haven't already read that, take a moment to read that if you'd like to, or just, jump over back to the Blackboard page on your computer and take a look at that. I also we'll talk about this second announcement here in just a moment. If you go to the left-hand side over here, we've got our announcements, our syllabus, our course entry quiz, course information, and faculty info. So I'm just going to take a moment to discuss each of those and why they are important and what they will be used for if you do need to look at something specifically. So we've got our syllabus here. Please make sure that you take a look at that if you have not already. I'm actually going to go over all the policies that are in the syllabus in this recording here. So if you need to, hey Jennifer, we just kind of got started. I'm just now starting in, so feel free just to jump in here. So yeah, we've got the announcement, syllabus, course entry quiz, course info, faculty info, and the syllabus we are going to go over in class today or in our recording here today. And I'm just going to sort of summarize everything. But my syllabus is essentially just a contract between me and you, the students and myself, outlining all of my policies, all of the procedures that are going to go on in class. So really anything that you have a question about or you're uncertain about as far as just procedures in the class goes, it's probably going to be referenced in the syllabus. So I'll probably direct you there first. And if it exceeds something that is in the syllabus, I will talk with you one-on-one about it. The course entry quiz, I've already sent a reminder about this, but please take that just as soon as you possibly can. This is essentially your entry into the course. Once you complete the course entry quiz, I'll be able to document you on Blackboard and in self-service, and you'll officially be joined into the course. If you do not complete the course entry quiz or another activity on Blackboard before our census date, which I'll tell you what the census date is here in a minute, you will be withdrawn from the course. Just simply getting on Blackboard is not technically like being active in the course. You have to actually complete an assignment before you are actually taken into the course. And we'll get into that more shortly here. Our course info, very important tab here. Our course schedule will be outlined here. So if you're ever confused on dates or when things are going to be due or just, things that are coming up, definitely go to the course info and look at our course schedule. Everything down to the very last week is outlined here. So that's where you'll want to look at just to make sure that you've got all your grounds covered for a week. I've also got some important dates listed here, just any breaks from the college, anything like that. I do want to point out, if you are taking this class as a high school student and your high school acknowledges a break that Gaston College does not acknowledge, we have to follow the Gaston College policy. So if for some reason you guys are out for a couple of days that are not listed here, that will not apply or not carry over for our online course. You will still have work that'll be due that week. um, we can only follow one of those schedules, and Gaston College only follows the one schedule. Now, if this was an in-person class, it would obviously be a little bit different because you wouldn't be physically there to attend the class. So, but with the online course, it is just following the Gaston College dates, not both of the dates. We've also got our methods of evaluation here, which we'll discuss more in just a moment in our PowerPoint. If you want to refer to that at any point, though, this is essentially just telling you, though, that this is a weighted course. So different assignments have different weights assigned to them. For example, like our participation, we've got tons of like little ed puzzle videos that are like 1 or 2 minutes long, and it'll show up as like 100 that you watch that video in the grade book. However, that 100 does not equate to, for example, our final project. Those are going to be, both one assignment in the grade book, but the final project is weighted much heavier than just a singular like participation activity. So I've had problems with that in the past. So if that is confusing at all to you, or if you haven't used weighted grading before, just reach out to me and I can better explain that to you. It's also outlined in the syllabus as well. So then we've got our schedule here. I'll come back over to week 1 after we go over the syllabus information, but essentially, like I said earlier in the video, this is just sort of like a easy, get to familiarize yourself with Blackboard week. There's not any too serious assignments. Really, all you need to do is, again, familiarize yourself, review the information in Blackboard, do the course entry quiz, and complete the icebreaker discussion that I will talk with you about later on in the Start Here module. So now I'm going to take a moment and jump over to a PowerPoint that is going to go through our syllabus information. And I think I can make y'all smaller, maybe here. There we go. I want to keep myself there. Well, we'll just leave it as is. So there we go, perfect. Our instructor information and office hours. So this is just my name and everything, my email address that you can find me at. Hang on just 1 second. My cat is getting into a bag of Cheez-Its. I'll be right back. So sorry about that. This is my email address you can reach me at, and my office location. So I do have in-person office hours if you would like to come and talk to me in person. Usually with online classes, this is not really something that people do, but it is there, if you do want to come talk to me. I've got by appointment only. However, I'm usually in my office on Mondays and Wednesdays from around 9:30 until 1:30. So I'll always be there then. Those are open office hours. So anytime you'd like to come see me then to talk about your grade or anything else going on. Also, if you'd like to call me at my office during that time, I will be there to answer the phone for you. However, my main form of contact is going to be through email, not through Blackboard Messenger, though, just through email. I'm not going to respond to Blackboard Messenger. I have that turned off on my end. You guys are still able to use Blackboard Messenger, but per my email policy that is outlined later on, I do not use Blackboard Messenger. I will only use my email address with emails that are sent from your Gaston College email address. I'm going to skip forward a little bit. I'm also going to make this bigger. These are just some basic things outlined in the syllabus as well. You're more than welcome to look over these more if you'd like to, but they're just sort of outlining what the course is going to be focusing on, which obviously is art and art appreciation, which is going to be art theory, art history, art terminology, different mediums, that sort of thing. Just sort of like a smorgasbord of all kinds of art terminology, art theory, art history, that sort of thing. So this is an important one. Our class is an OER content course, and if you have not had OER content before, or you probably have had OER content before, but just didn't realize that's what it was. Essentially, though, this class does not require a textbook that you have to purchase, which is a really, really big plus because you don't have to pay for anything, or financial aid doesn't have to pay for anything, your school doesn't have to pay for anything. However, this is sort of still an experimental thing. I've set up this course in a way that works for me personally, and that I found is the best at delivering the content that you need, but using open access and open resources that we do not have to pay for. This will mostly come from the form of Edpuzzle lecture videos. We'll also read articles. We'll use some OER textbook material that are just like sections from open access textbooks. We'll watch videos and more. But essentially, there is no textbook involved in this course. So if you've already questioned or asked me an email if I have to buy a textbook for the course, you do not. This is totally open access course, and you do not have to pay for anything except for the course fee, obviously. Online attendance policies. So with Gaston College, I kind of spoke about this earlier. We have a 21-day withdrawal rule. So for online attendance, that essentially just means that you have to submit something on Blackboard at least every 21 days just to remain in the course. So if you, it's remarkable, but I've had people before that will just go totally silent for 21 days. And then, 2 months later, they will come back a changed person, just totally, they have seen the light, and they want to re-enter the course. I can do that. However, the policy is that I have to withdraw you at that time. I can reinstate you into the class, but if you do not reach out to me and we don't set something up and, some sort of schedule to work with you with, I do have to withdraw you from the course after 21 days. With that said, we will have things due weekly, and if you do not submit a week's worth of assignments, I will put an alert out that will alert your counselor, your advisor, as well as our advisor over at the Learning Center at Gaston College to reach out to you and make sure that everything is okay, and to make you aware that you have missed a week's worth of work, which can equate to a big percentage of your grade very quickly. But essentially, just make sure that you're checking Blackboard, honestly, daily, just to make sure that there's no changes, and that you have everything that you need and are attending online. But there is no in-person element to this course at all. It is totally 100% online, so you do not have to meet in person ever, and you do not have to meet via Zoom regularly. Yeah, that's all I have on the online attendance policy. The withdrawal process, so as I just said, after 21 days, consecutive days, not like, you missed one day and then you were active for 3 days and then you missed another day, but 21 days in a row is when I have to withdraw you from the class. In the grade book, a WI will go in, and if it is after the 70% cutoff, which for us is April 11th, you will be assigned an F instead of a withdrawal. So you will still be withdrawn from the course, but if it's after April 11th, it'll go in as an F into your grade book. And if it's before that, it'll just be a WI, which means it'll just be like a withdrawal. It won't actually affect your GPA. So late work policy. This is the one thing that I'm usually pretty lenient on a lot of things. Late work is not one of those things unless it is something that needs to be accommodated for with prior notice involved. So really no late work is going to be permitted without extenuating circumstances with provided documentation. So for me, documentation means a doctor's note, a note from your principal, or someone that is, officially excusing your absence in the online course. If you are going on vacation, or if you lose a charging cable or something for a couple of days, that is not grounds to allow for late work. And with the online course, you are, you go into the online courses with the understanding that you should have access to the internet, access to a computer, access to Wi-Fi, and everything that you would need for an online course. If for some reason that it becomes an issue for you to have one of those things, we do have several libraries and computer labs on campus that you can attend and get the work done that you need to. And if there is something going on that's like above and beyond, your level of control, then just reach out to me and we can work something out. We can, I can give you the resources that you need. I can, try to get you a computer to have at home. All of these things can happen, but really communication is the biggest thing there, is that if there is a reason that you are missing your work or that you are going to miss work, let me know. But just know that typically I will not accept late work unless there are those extenuating circumstances. All of our assignments are due on Sundays at 11:59 p.m. unless otherwise, or unless specified otherwise. So just go ahead and have that in your brain ingrained. On Sunday night, did I turn everything in that I needed for Art 111? Is there anything that I'm forgetting? Because after that deadline, the work will disappear. So, your assignment that was due, on Sunday at 11:59, it will be gone from Blackboard at 12 a.m. on Monday. So just be aware of that. It is adaptive release, so it will disappear and you won't be able to submit your assignment if it is past the due date. And again, I realize that technical issues do happen. However, we have ample time in class for completing assignments and last minute excuses. And while I sympathize, I will not allow missing charging cable, no internet, don't know how to turn the assignment in, and other issues like that to be grounds for turning in late work. So, just be aware of that as we move forward in this class. It's not new information. It's listed a bunch of places. All righty. Let me move us out of the way here again, if I can. Let's see. Well, I'll just move us temporarily. So this is my email policy, and this is I am a pretty big stickler for this as well. With your email policy, or with my email policy, and just Gaston College's policy in general, you have to use your Gaston College email address. You cannot use a personal email address or a high school email address to respond or to receive messages from me or anyone at Gaston College. It's just the college policy. And it's something that I oblige by, but also it's through the college, like I said. So this is, in no way, trying to single you out or trying to be mean by not responding to you, but it's just that I can't. So make sure that you do log in and you know how to use your Gaston College email address that ends in gaston.edu. You can go to the Gaston College homepage, and if you go under the quick links and then under students, you'll see the email login there, and that's how you'll start this whole process of getting access to that. And if you're taking other classes online, that's where your professors will email you at as well. They're not going to email you from your personal email. And they probably won't respond to your personal emails either. You also, for my class specifically, I know this is kind of a weird thing maybe, I would like for you to include your section number. So for our class, this is D6C, and it's the last, I've got that wrong over here, but it's D6C, not D6E. And that's important for me. I teach 6 or 7 sessions of Art 111 every semester. So I've got a bunch of sections that are Art 111 and then 3 numbers at the end there. It makes it a lot easier for me to filter through things and also to get to your information faster if I have those 3 digits instead of having to look through like 6 class rosters for your name and for your situation specifically. So if I do not respond to your email, please make sure that you have included your section number somewhere in the course. And please remember that your section number is not 111. It's not Art 111. It's the last 3 digits here, which for us, it's D6C, not D6E. It's just the last 3 digits on the Art 111. It's at the top of your page. I've got it listed on the course info. It's just, this is the only place that it's listed out wrong, I hope. Also, please review the Blackboard course info. There's an item titled Email Netiquette. With the college level course, I do expect for you to address me in an email, to sign off on an email, to speak in complete sentences, and to just use general proper spelling, punctuation, grammar, all of that stuff. If it's a really sloppily written email, and you're using email more as like text messaging, I will not respond if it's poorly written enough. Also, biggest one, I do not use Blackboard Messenger at all. Like, I will not respond to Blackboard Messenger. I don't open it. So please make sure that you're not accidentally emailing me through Blackboard Messenger and that you're emailing me through like your Microsoft account that is from Gaston College. Again, I do not open Blackboard Messenger ever. So if you email me on there a million times, I'm not going to see them. Please do not use that. I've already talked about this. Adaptive release, assignments, discussions, quizzes, etc. They will be visible the week before that they are due. And then at 12 a.m. on Monday of the following week, the adaptive release will reset to the next week. So it's very important that you submit your work before 11:59 p.m. on Sundays when it's due. Some resources that we have at Gaston College. We do have a Gaston College Writing Center. So I sometimes will refer you or alert the Writing Center if you are really suffering with your writing or if you're really just like struggling in general with writing assignments. I don't want you to, be consistently losing points on your writing and for your work because of poor writing. We do have the resources that can help you with that, that can review things, that can annotate things for you and help you to get, a good, well-written essay or, whatever the assignment might be. This is the form for that if you'd like to do that yourself, and the number and the location and all of that. It's located on campus. This is one that I haven't included in the past, but I think it's important just because this is kind of an increasing issue for us. If you currently are at high school, or if you're not at high school, or if you are, graduated from high school and you have an IEP at your high school, that does not necessarily mean that it has been documented at Gaston College. So that's your responsibility and your advisors to make sure that if you do have an IEP that requires that you have extra testing time, or any type of accommodation really, that you make Gaston College aware of that. Here is the link to the Accessibility and Disability Services link there. And then Barbara O'Donnell, she is really, really wonderful. I love Barbara a lot. She is the counselor for accessibility and disability services. And there's her direct line right here. If you'd like to just like give her a call and just check to see if your accommodation has been made or if you need to, do anything to make sure that it's registered at Gaston. So this is our methods of evaluation and just kind of going through each of those a little bit more specifically. We've got participation, assignments, discussions, quizzes, projects, and the final exam. So participation for our class, this is not the right one. Let me make sure I've got, hang on. I may have opened the wrong one. Maybe not. Okay, we'll just ignore what participation says there. I think I maybe saved these in the wrong way. Participation for our class is going to include Edpuzzle videos, and I'll show you right now what those will look like. So if we come over to the modules here, and this is not open to y'all right now, this is just my instructor view I can see. This is module 1 right here. And we have got a folder down here that says lessons 1 and 2 Edpuzzles. And these videos here are your participation activities. So this is lecture materials. These are videos that I found to be useful. These are recordings of me, giving you information about our different lessons for the week, that sort of thing. And they are through Edpuzzle. So you'll click on the link, you'll watch the Edpuzzle video, and then the like whether or not you watched it or not, it'll be like a 0 to 100. And if there's any questions that are in the Edpuzzle videos, those will also be counted for points. And then those will automatically sync back to the grade book on Blackboard. So you can go over to your grade book down here and or my grades, wherever that is at. Yeah, just go to Full Grade Center and you'll be able to see that transferred over or not. If for some reason you watched the video and you answered the questions and it's still saying that you have a 0 for some reason, please let me know. There is sometimes like some sync issues with Edpuzzle gradebook to Blackboard gradebook. So if there is an issue going on, please make me aware. I may just not know it's happening. And the best way for me to know that it's happening is just for you to send me a quick email on it and I can go and switch it manually or just figure out whatever it was that was going on that was wrong. But this is the Edpuzzle folder, and you'll have one for each of your modules. That's where your participation points will come from. You've also got, and this is something new that I'm trying this semester. I'm kind of derailing a little bit from going over the PowerPoint, but at the bottom underneath here, I now have skeletal notes for each of our lessons. So if you'd like to use the skeletal notes for studying or for taking notes, I've got those. Let's see here. It'll pop up for me. Right here. And you'll see this is just kind of fill in the blanks. Just kind of a good study guide for you to use per lesson. They're really easy, and I usually will say these things like verbatim in the videos, or they'll be written directly on the PowerPoint. So they're not hard and they're totally optional. But if it helps you for studying, I would use these like as you're watching the Edpuzzle videos, and you can just kind of fill these in as you go. But I have these for each of the lessons as well. All right, let's jump back over to our PowerPoint. Our next method of evaluation is assignments and discussions, both worth 15% of your weighted total of your grade. Assignments, essentially the only difference here is assignments do not require that you respond to anyone, and discussions do require that you respond to your classmates and create a thread instead of like actually submitting an assignment. You just have to create a thread. If you've not had a Blackboard course before, you don't know how to create a thread, let me know, but I'm assuming that probably everybody in here has used discussion boards before, so I'm just going in with the assumption that we know how to do that. But if you don't, please reach out to me and I'm happy to go over that with you. Quizzes, we will have one quiz per module, and we have 8 modules total, so we'll have 8 quizzes worth 15% altogether of your total grade. There'll be 10 questions and just essentially like a summary of what we have learned in that module. They will be multiple choice, fill in the blank, true or false style questions. And going back to the accommodation thing, if you do need extra time for quizzes or for tests, this is something that you will need extra time on. So it's important that you make me aware of that accommodation, or that accommodation gets sent to me so that I know to allow you more time on the timed quizzes. Otherwise, you'll have 25 minutes per quiz. But again, I can extend that per person if I need to, but I do need the accommodation form to let me know that you do need extended time on quizzes. Alrighty, our projects, these are worth a lot of our percentage. So we've got a midterm project and we've got a final project. Our midterm project, we will be writing an art analysis of an artwork, and it'll essentially be a summary of what we've learned up until that point in the course. It's worth 15% of our total grade, and we'll do a lot of build up to this. So I'm not going to harp on it too much, but it'll be around halfway point of the semester. We have a final project as well, which will kind of summarize the last half of the course. And this is to curate a virtual museum on Google Sites. If you've ever used Google, like building a website on Google Sites before, that'll be great information for you to have. If you have never built any type of website before, that's fine too. Super, super user friendly. If you've ever made like a Facebook page or any type of other social media page, I'm sure you have the ability and the knowledge to make a Google Sites. It's pretty user friendly. Oh, and the project information is found in a separate folder from our modules page. It'll be a projects folder at the very bottom of our modules page. Otherwise, they'll just be module 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But projects folder will be open the whole semester, so you can look at those at any point. And then lastly, we have a final exam that is worth 10% of our final grade, or of our total grade. Those will be 2 parts. We've got part A, which is something that is designed by the curriculum itself. So this is not something that I design, but it's throughout the whole department. What we decide is the information that we need when we move forward from this course. And then part B, this is something I do design. It's reused quiz questions that we've scored the poorest on. So if you would like to hopefully review your quiz questions after you've taken your quiz, you can just jot those down and have that as a study guide to use for later on. But remember, the quizzes will close after they have, like, the due date has passed. So if you do want to create this type of study guide, you need to make sure that you do that before the quizzes have closed, and just, do this right when you're reviewing the quiz questions. And you can just jot those down. And we will have a study guide, though, for part A of this when we're doing the part that's designed from the curriculum. But we will not have a study guide that I distribute for part B. That will be something that you'll need to make along the way. And lastly, we've got our extra credit opportunities. So with having a pretty tight late work policy, I do want to make sure that we do have extra credit if we need it. Extra credit, students will have 3 opportunities to receive extra credit throughout the semester by attending an art-focused gallery or museum and writing a brief summary of their experience. Each extra credit opportunity is worth 2 points of extra credit that will be added to the final grade. If students complete all 3 extra credit opportunities, they will receive 6 points of extra credit. So for example, if a student's grade is an 84 and they complete all 3 opportunities, their final grade will be raised to a 90 because they've got 6 points total of extra credit. Can really make or break your grade. It can definitely take you from one letter grade to another and really boost your points there. So if you're looking for extra credit, this is what it is. I don't do any other type of extra credit opportunities throughout the semester unless they're just, something just happens to come up. But, if you are searching out extra credit, just look here. And there is an extra credit opportunities link that is in the course information as well that has all this info there. So the instructions for this, you'll need to attend an approved art gallery or museum. All on-campus Gaston College art galleries are approved. So the Roush Gallery, the gallery in the CVA building, which is like the art building on campus, those are both approved. And I will also post regular opportunities from the Roush Gallery and the CVA gallery on campus whenever they are coming up. You'll need to go to the gallery and take a selfie inside the gallery and a photo of one or more of the artworks, and then write a brief 2-paragraph summary. Paragraph 1 is a summary of the exhibit, the name of the artist, the mediums, what the work looks like, the forum content, etc. And then paragraph 2, it'll be your opinion of the work, so you can talk about one artwork or the gallery as a whole. And then you'll just need to email me a PDF of your attempt with the photos and the writing via your Gaston College email address to sshupert@gaston.edu. Do not send a Google link of any type or like a Microsoft link, something that I would have to have access to. Just save it to your computer as a PDF or a Word document so I can open it that way and not have to like go to your personal Google Drive or anything like that to look at it. And then just as a reminder, all credit is due no later than the 3rd of May at 5 p.m., which is the week before our final exam. So if you do want to do the extra credit, any opportunities need to be submitted to me by then, but you can submit them anytime throughout the semester before then. Alrighty, so if you were not already a student at Gaston College, congratulations now on your college status. If you were a high school student, congratulations, you are now a Gaston College student as well. So with this comes a variety of perks and privileges, for example, gym facilities, library access, student discounts, and more. But it also comes with the expectations of college students in this class to be professional, mature, and respectful at all times. So that comes from your netiquette, using proper email, not going inactive for, days or weeks at a time, keeping up with your stuff, just, making sure that you're keeping track of all of your assignments that are due. And this is maybe the biggest one. And this is probably going to be a little bit controversial maybe for some folks, but this is just a Gaston College policy again, because you are the college student taking the college level course. I cannot correspond with parents or really even your advisors or counselors. If they reach out to me and it's not you specifically, I'm going to say thank you for bringing this to my attention. Please have your college student reach out to me through their Gaston College email. I cannot discuss any type of like grading, course information, anything like that with anything but the student that is taking the college level course. So if you are in high school, I know that you're still a minor and your parents will communicate with your high school instructors. That is not the case for this course, unfortunately. It has to be you that I'm corresponding with about your grades and any information to do with this course. So just be aware of that. I cannot talk to your parents, unfortunately. All right, so that is the end of our PowerPoint here, and I just have a few minutes left to finish everything up with. Let's see. Let's jump back up real quick to the course info. All right, so this week we have our Welcome to Art Appreciation PowerPoint. We've got to review our course expectations, calendar, syllabus, etc., which we've been doing today. And we've got to complete our course entry quiz, which is located right here. And then our icebreaker discussion, which is going to be in our Start Here module. All righty. We've got our icebreaker discussion right here. It's really easy for this semester. All you need to do, or for this class, all you need to do is do your favorite artwork, post it to the icebreaker discussion, answer the questions that are in task 1 and 2, and then respond to 3 classmates in a meaningful way more than just like a good job. And then, so sorry, hang on. If y'all have cats, you know, they try to get into everything at the worst times. Um, so yeah, you'll just need to do the assignment here, post a thread. I've got an example posted right here of what they should look like. And that's all you need to do. Again, if you have not done an icebreaker discussion or if you have not done a discussion in general, all you need to do is click right here. We've already got some people that have joined it, which is great. Go to create a thread, post your message right here and your subject, which can just be icebreaker discussion. And that'll be it. You can also attach a file if you'd rather just do it in the Word document instead. But yeah, that is all that I have for you. And I look forward to you guys being in the course. And if there's anything else that you need help with that comes up, or any questions that you might have that I didn't answer today, please feel free to reach out to me via email. Or I've got a few more minutes. We've got 7 more minutes before the the meeting will end. And I'm happy to answer any questions from those that are in the course or in the meeting right now. Do y'all have any questions? You can just comment if you'd prefer not to join via video.
Question on the final exam because my it was 2 parts. So we started talking about the second part. It kind of started like glitching out on my end.
Oh,
Could you
sorry.
repeat that again?
Yeah. So the final exam, part 2, is coming from old quiz questions. So we've got 8 quizzes that we'll have throughout the semester. And usually what I do is just take the lowest like score, like the ones that we've scored the poorest on, and I'll create the part 2 of the exam from those quiz questions just to review again. So if you want to like create a study guide for that, I would just make sure that you go to like the review when you take your quiz and look at the answers that you missed or just any ones that you want to write down, and you can kind of create a study guide for yourself along the way. Does that answer your question?
Okay. Yeah, and then part A was what was part A again?
Yeah, so that's going to be designed by the curriculum. So it's not something that I design. It's just like what they feel you should have learned throughout the course at the end of it. And we'll have a study guide for that one specifically. If we go to the modules page, I think you can probably look at this right now. Actually, it's not, I just have this open usually all the time. Um, we got a final exam folder down here. And I've got like a Jeopardy study guide that you can do on your own. And the final exam, if it, we're not even close to that yet, obviously. But for me personally, the final exam is not quite as important to me personally as the final project is. So the final exam, the study guide will give you everything that you need to know. I wouldn't worry too much about it.
Okay, everything's here. Okay, thank you. That was my only question.
Any other questions before we end? Akila, any questions? Alrighty. Well, if y'all think of anything, please feel free to email me, and I'll be pretty open this week because my in-person classes have not started yet. So if you do need to meet with me one-on-one, I'm more than happy to do that anytime during this first week. But otherwise, I hope you guys have a great rest of your evening, and I will talk with you soon.